Hey, welcome to another episode of the Health Habits Podcast. Thank you for joining. I hope you're having an amazing day wherever you are, whatever you're doing, and I hope that this episode brings you some value. Today, I'm going to be talking to you about something that I think is really actually overlooked, and something that we could all do with developing more self-awareness around, some more than others. And I honestly think this is something that if we continually work on, then we will just continually improve and give ourselves the best possible chance of succeeding in life, succeeding in reaching our goals, whether that's weight loss, health and fitness related, or any other goals for that matter. And that is understanding that you are the biggest thing standing in your own way. You, yes, you, your mind, your brain, your thoughts, you. You need to become more self-aware of this. And like I just mentioned, so many people need to become more self-aware of this. It's something that I've been working on a lot recently. It's something that I'm probably not the best at. And it is something that I'm really trying to work on and develop, because honestly, if you master this, you will give yourself a much better chance at succeeding with the things in life that you want to succeed with. So many people aren't self-aware or don't have a good level of self-awareness. Ultimately, if you can fully understand and fully recognize that you are the biggest thing holding you back from reaching your goals, from reaching your full potential, whether that is within health and fitness, with your weight loss, with getting yourself healthier, or with anything else in life, you will get there so much quicker and you'll have a much easier time getting there. It's so easy to blame external factors for not reaching our goals, for not achieving our weight loss, for not achieving our health and fitness goals, for not achieving any goal in life for that matter. Some common external factors that we just love to blame are time. Time is a big one, okay? We have all blamed time more often than not for not being able to achieve whatever goal we've set ourselves. That is a common one, and everyone has blamed lack of time for failing before. Money is also a big one that people just love to blame. Unexpected events cropping up. Well, I planned to do this, but then this happened, so I couldn't. Sound familiar? You have to realise that as soon as you start blaming external factors for being the reason that you're not achieving your weight loss, your health and fitness goals, whatever goal it is, as soon as you do that, you are taking ownership away from achieving your goal and passing the responsibility off elsewhere. You're taking all that control that you have over it away from yourself, and that puts you at a disadvantage. And that is why blaming external factors is the first bottleneck that I want to talk about, and something that I want you to become more self-aware of. I want you to recognize when you are doing it so that you're able to reclaim that ownership over achieving your goal and give you a much better chance of being successful with that goal. When you start blaming external factors like time, like money, like unexpected events cropping up, you're so much more likely to just end up sitting back and doing nothing, because you're giving that control away, you're giving that ownership away. So in your mind, you're thinking, well, this external reason is the thing to blame. This is the reason why I'm not getting to where I want to be. I have no control over that. So what's even the point in me trying, right? So you're going to be less likely to take the actions that you need to take every day to get yourself to where you want to be. Let's start with time. Time is the biggest fucking cop-out there is, right? I'm sorry, but it's a big cop-out. Everyone has used that excuse. Everyone throws that excuse around left, right and centre. And it's a cop-out. I'm sorry, but it's a cop-out. You have to understand that if something is a priority to you, you will make time for it. That is literally what a priority is, something that is more important to you than anything else. So naturally, you will have time for it. So if you're telling yourself that you don't have time to work out, that you don't have time to eat nutritious meals, to plan and prep nutritious meals, you don't have time to go out and get your steps in, you don't have time to do all of these things that are going to lead you towards your weight loss goal, push you in the direction towards your weight loss goal, your health and fitness goal, or any other actions that you feel like you need to take to reach whatever goal you're working towards. If you're telling yourself that you don't have time to do those things, then it's not a lack of time, it's just the fact that you have not prioritized that goal. That goal isn't important or isn't as important to you as other things are to you in your life right now. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. Like, that's okay. If you have things in your life that have to take a priority over reaching health and fitness goals, over reaching your weight loss goal, over any other goal that it may be, that's okay. That's a choice that you have made. So you need to accept that choice and stop using time as an excuse. Stop saying, I don't have time to do this, I don't have time to do that. Understand that if your weight loss or your health and fitness is important to you and is a priority to you, then make time for it. Make time for it because you can. Right, I've got a question for you. If you have a child or if you have a pet, how many days have you had your child or have you had your pet for? Okay, so if it was your child, how many days ago were they born? If it was your pet, how many days ago did you pick up your pet from the rescue centre or the breeder, wherever you got your pet from? Okay, you got that number in your head? Good. Now, how many of those days have you not fed your child or not fed your pet? I'm going to guess it's 0, right? I'm going to guess that even on your absolute busiest of busy days, your absolute hell days, even on those days, you've still fed your child or you've still fed your pet. Do you know why? Because keeping your child and keeping your pet alive is a priority to you. It's important to you. So no matter what, you will feed your child or you will feed your pet. And I'm not saying that health and fitness or weight loss is on the same level of importance or on the same level of priority as feeding your child or feeding your pet, but the analogy still stands. If something is a priority to you, you have time for it, okay? If weight loss or reaching your health and fitness goal is a priority to you, if it's important to you, if you really, really want to get there, then make time for it. Go through your schedule with a fine-tooth comb and figure out what things are less of a priority right now, which things are less urgent, because there will be things there. There will be things that you can put on the back burner for now, so you can prioritize things like your training, your nutrition, your steps. Figure out what things you can delegate to other people. Even little things like doing the washing up after dinner, doing the laundry, you can delegate that to your partner. If you've got older children, you can delegate those sorts of things to them, and that might free you up an extra 10-15 minutes in the evenings. Do your meal planning for the next day. Map out your week each week. Get better at your time management. Go into each week knowing that you have time to do all of these things because you've scheduled it all into your calendar, into your diary the week ahead. So you know exactly what you're doing and you know that you have time for it. So making that I don't have time excuse becomes a lot more difficult. Let's move on to money. Again, money is another huge fucking cop-out. And I would say money is probably even a bigger cop-out than time is, just especially in the sense of weight loss and health and fitness, because you can do it for free and you can do it on the cheap if you want to. You don't have to pay hundreds for an expensive gym membership, for an online coach, for a PT if you don't want to. Yes, those things are nice. And those things can give you a bit of extra help and a bit of extra support. But at the end of the day, they're luxuries and you absolutely do not need them to get to where you want to be. Newsflash, Exercise is free. You can go on YouTube and search HIIT workout, dance workout, cardio workout, just workout, and hundreds upon hundreds of free workouts will come up. You can do a workout from your bedroom, from your living room. You can go out for a run. You can go out and do sprints. You can go out and do hill sprints. You can go out and do a HIIT workout in the park. You can go out and do an ab workout in the park. There's so much you can do physical activity wise, free of charge. Going out for a walk is absolutely free. Getting your steps in is absolutely free. Nutrition wise, do you know what the cheapest foods are that you can buy from the supermarket? Pasta, rice, wholemeal bread. A lot of fruit and veg is very, very cheap. I'm not talking about the posh, expensive organic stuff. I'm just talking about bog standard stuff. And by the way, organic, don't buy into it. Normal bog standard stuff is fine. Some of the healthiest and most nutritious foods that you can eat are also the cheapest. So there's absolutely no reason why money should be an issue when it comes to reaching a weight loss goal, when it comes to improving your health and fitness. Unexpected events. People just love to blame unexpected events cropping up and ruining their plan for the week, ruining their plan for the day. Let me tell you, if you learn how to adapt, you will be laughing. If you had your plan for the day, you went into that day thinking, right, I'm going to go to work. As soon as I finish work, I'm going to go straight to the gym, smash out my session, come home, have my dinner, watch a bit of Netflix, then go to sleep. And you go into that day feeling good, feeling motivated. Gets to 5 p.m. when you were going to leave and going to go to the gym, but you have to stay late. In your mind, you could say, well, this has completely fucked up my day. I'm never going to get to the gym now. That means I'm not going to get all of my sessions in for this week. And you could just let that completely mess up your sessions for the week and not get them all in. Or you could adapt, just do a bit of a rejig, go into your calendar, figure out when you could slot that session in for later on in the week. There you go. You've adapted. You've adapted to a situation, an unexpected situation. Learn how to adapt and you'll be laughing. Learn how to adapt and you will be able to remain consistent with the things that you need to do each day and each week to get you to where you want to be. If you were using external factors like time, like money, like unexpected events cropping up and ruining your plans as a reason as to why you aren't successfully hitting your weight loss, your health and fitness goals, any other goals there is, then you need to look internally within yourself and figure out how you can overcome these barriers. You need to stop blaming these things, because blaming these things is giving away control. Stop blaming them. Take responsibility for what you're doing. Take responsibility for your actions. And I promise you, you will get to where you want to be a lot quicker. Another big internal bottleneck that we have within ourselves that just loves to throw us off track is self-doubt. And I know you've been there because I've been there. Self-doubt is so common. It is a bitch, okay? It is horrible when you feel like you don't believe in yourself. But if you truly believe that you can achieve this thing that you want to achieve, that is so powerful. If you think that you can't achieve whatever you want to achieve, whether that's weight loss, say you want to lose 5 stone over the next 2 years, if you genuinely don't think you can do it, what effect do you think that is going to have on you? What effect do you think that is going to have on your motivation, on your want to do it, on your willpower? It's just going to completely dampen it. You're not going to have any spark to get going. You're not going to have anything, or you're barely going to have anything driving you to keep going, because if you genuinely don't think you're going to get there, then when things get tough, you're going to be telling yourself, what's the point? What's the point in me putting myself through this pain, through this hardship, when I'm not even going to get to where I want to be anyway? What's the point? And then you're just going to give up. You need to believe in yourself. You need to figure out what your limiting beliefs are and work through them so that self-doubt is no longer an issue for you, so that you truly believe that you can get to where you want to be. Because like I just said, it's really powerful. It's really powerful for getting you through the hard times. It's really powerful for being that motivator, being that driving force to push you through, to keep you going when you're not seeing the results that you want to see. Maybe you've plateaued. Maybe you've gone a step backwards. Believing that you can truly do it will mean that you find a way to overcome those barriers, overcome those challenges. Whereas if you have a setback and you don't think you're going to get there anyway, you're probably going to give up, right? And that leads me nicely onto my next point of the fixed versus the growth mindset. The fixed versus growth mindset is a model in psychology that assumes that people either have, you guessed it, a fixed or a growth mindset. A growth mindset is vital for success, okay? A growth mindset assumes that an individual is open to challenges. They see setbacks not as failures, but as challenges to overcome. They're open to development, open to self-improvement. Whereas someone with a fixed mindset believes that our abilities, our skills, our talents are fixed in one place. There's no room for development. If we can't do something, then we're never going to be able to do it. People with a fixed mindset tend to see setbacks as failures and give up. So I'm sure you can kind of see why having a growth mindset is going to mean that you're much more likely to succeed at your goals, succeed at your weight loss, succeed with your health and fitness. Setbacks are a big one. Like I touched on, people with a fixed mindset tend to see setbacks as permanent failures and just give up. If you've been on a weight loss journey before, or you're currently on a weight loss journey, have you ever gotten to a point where your weight loss has plateaued, where you've stalled, or you've gained a little bit of weight, or you have been really, really consistent with your nutrition, with your training for a few months, and then you've had a weekend where you've completely overindulged, you've gone over the top with the food, gone over the top with the alcohol, and you've weighed yourself on Monday morning, you've put on like 3-4 pounds, and you just feel like you failed. Or just in general, if you've plateaued or you've stalled for a few weeks, or maybe you've gained a little bit of weight, you've seen that not as a setback but as a failure, and you've just thought to yourself, what's the point? I'm never going to get there. And you've completely fallen off track or just given up altogether. How many times has that happened to you? Maybe once, maybe twice, maybe 3 times. It is really, really common, and that is a really, really good example of a fixed mindset sabotaging your weight loss journey. You've had a setback, but rather than thinking, I can overcome this, what can I do to overcome this? You've seen it as a failure, thought to yourself, well, what's the point? I failed. I'm never going to get to where I want to be. And you've just given up. Successful people, when I say successful, I mean successful in any area of life, whether that's weight loss, health and fitness, business, career-wise, relationship-wise, family-wise, whatever it is. Very, very successful people have more failures in their journey. And when I say failures, I put that in quotation marks because I actually mean setbacks. They have more setbacks in their journey than people who have truly failed to achieve their goals and just given up, okay? And I'll tell you why, because these people who are really, really successful don't see their failures as failures. They just see them as little setbacks, little challenges, things that they need to figure out a way to overcome. They just see them as problems that have a solution. Whereas people who truly fail and give up, people who have a fixed mindset, don't see these setbacks as things that they can overcome. They just see them as things that have caused them to fail. They're never going to get past them, so they give up. And there's loads of little differences between the fixed mindset and the growth mindset that just give people with a growth mindset a much better chance at succeeding. So challenges, people with a fixed mindset tend to try and avoid anything that seems a bit challenging just because they're afraid of failing. Whereas somebody with a growth mindset embraces challenges, enjoys pushing themselves outside of their comfort zone, enjoys pushing themselves to grow and develop from challenges. Inspiration versus comparison. Somebody with a fixed mindset will look at other people who are successful, look at other people who are in the position that they want to be in, and see that as a threat or get jealous. They won't take anything positive from it. Whereas somebody with a growth mindset will use that successful person as inspiration. They'll use that successful person as motivation to drive them further towards where they want to be. Just effort in general, and the amount of effort that people put into their goals, put into achieving their goals. Somebody with a fixed mindset believes that abilities are innate, okay? So because they have this belief that their abilities and their skills are innate and they can't change, they can't develop, they're going to be much, much less likely to put effort into things, because they believe putting that effort in won't actually make a difference. Because why would you? If you think that the skills and abilities you have now can't change, then why would you bother putting any effort into anything if you feel like you're not even going to get better at it? It's like people who, and maybe you've done this before, people who want to lose weight but say that they'll never be able to reach the weight that they want to reach because of their genetics. It's like people saying, I'm never going to be slim, I'm never going to be lean, I'm never going to be athletic because it's just not in my genetics won't allow for it. Yeah, I'm not ruling out that genetics for some people make it more difficult to lose weight. Some people's genetics make them more prone to weight gain. But the thing is, somebody with a growth mindset would just see that as just a problem that can be solved, that can be overcome. Someone with a fixed mindset would see that as something that can't be overcome, can't be changed, so they won't put the effort in, or they'd be much less likely to put the effort in to change it. Feedback is another really big one. People with a fixed mindset will tend to view feedback as a personal attack, and they'll tend to ignore constructive criticism. However, somebody with a growth mindset will apply constructive criticism, and they will use that feedback and that constructive criticism to help them develop. There are so many differences between somebody with a growth mindset and somebody with a fixed mindset. And if you do resonate with the fixed mindset more, recognize that that's okay. Recognize that you've acknowledged that within yourself, and having that acknowledgement is the first step to improving yourself, because yes, you can transition from a fixed mindset into more of a growth mindset, but self-awareness is the first step of you getting yourself there. So whenever you recognize any of the fixed mindset traits in yourself, just acknowledge that and think to yourself, what would somebody with a growth mindset do in this situation? Like I keep saying throughout this whole thing, self-awareness is key. Self-awareness is what will get you to be more of the person that you want to be. And I think that point on feedback allows me to segue nicely into my next bottleneck, and that is ego. Letting your ego get in the way of accepting help, accepting support, accepting knowledge from other people. I am not afraid to say that this is definitely something that I have struggled with a lot in the past, and I know it's really common, and I know that a lot of other people do struggle with it as well. But the thing is, there is always going to be 100 more people, 1,000 more people, maybe even 1 million more people, 1 billion more people with more knowledge than you on a particular topic. Why in the hell would you not use that to your advantage? The best way to learn is to take knowledge from other people, whether that's through reading books, watching YouTube videos, listening to podcasts, having conversations with people, accepting advice from people or help from people who are offering it to you, asking for advice, asking for help, hiring a coach, hiring a PT. There's so many ways that you can, I was going to say steal knowledge from other people, that you can acquire knowledge from other people. Honestly, the best advice that I can give is to just be humble. Pretend that you know nothing. If you pretend that you know nothing, you will always be open to learning more. If you pretend that you know nothing, you will ask more questions, and asking questions and being curious and being inquisitive is one of the best ways to learn. Some of the most successful people on this planet, you wouldn't think that they have the amount of knowledge that they do when you hear the amount of questions that they ask when they're in masterminds and workshops. They ask so many questions that you would think that they know nothing, and that's where you want to be. If you truly want to develop and learn and be successful at whatever it is, whether it's weight loss, health and fitness, anything else in life, you need as much knowledge as possible. And one of the best ways to do that is to ask questions. Accept support when it's offered to you. Accept advice when it's offered to you. I'm always offering advice on Instagram just because I genuinely like to help people out where I can. And maybe you're somebody who I have helped in the past, and if you are, then I hope that you took some value from the advice that I gave you. But I've also had quite a few people message back like, I don't need your help. But I have had quite a few sarky DMs in the past from people who have almost been offended that I've offered them help and I've offered them advice, and it just blows my mind. Whenever somebody offers you advice, just take it, because it will help you out. If you can even get one teeny tiny light bulb moment from them, one teeny tiny golden nugget of information, you're going to be a step closer to getting to where you want to be. Okay, so accept help, accept advice, accept support, leverage other people's knowledge, because you will get from A to B much quicker the more knowledge you have about that goal, that subject, that topic. And if you can afford to invest in help, then do it. There's that cliche quote that I'm sure you've heard before: an investment in knowledge always pays the best interest. But it's so true. Like, I don't think there's anything better you can spend your money on than learning about the thing that you want to learn about, learning about the thing that's going to get you from A to B quicker. Just something to ponder on and bear in mind. The last bottleneck that I want to talk to you about, in the context that I'm going to talk about it, it's going to be in relation to weight loss and health and fitness, but this is something that applies to every aspect in life, and you can become more self-aware of it. And like I've been reiterating throughout this whole thing, if you can become more self-aware of when you are essentially sabotaging yourself, you can overcome it and essentially achieve your goals much quicker, much more successfully. But anyway, I'm rambling. Sabotaging thoughts. Sabotaging thoughts are essentially thoughts that try and sabotage your weight loss, sabotage your health and fitness, sabotage whatever goal you're trying to reach, okay? They do what they say on the tin. So some examples of sabotaging thoughts that are very common during weight loss are: it's a waste if I don't finish it. It's only a bite. I'll just finish it off now so I can eat better tomorrow. I've messed up today. I may as well carry on eating whatever I want now, and I'll just start again tomorrow, or I'll just start again on Monday. I'm not seeing results. What's the point? It, insert food or drink here, was bought for me. They'll think I'm rude if I don't eat it. I'm craving it and I'll just eat it later anyway. I can't resist that. I'll never be able to lose weight. I have no self-control. I'm hungry. I need to eat something now. If I don't track it, it doesn't count. And that last one, I know you've had that last one. I still, to this day, have that last one. I'm just going to have this little bar of chocolate, and if I don't pop it into MyFitnessPal, no one will know. It doesn't count because the calories aren't written down in MyFitnessPal. They haven't gone into my body. Well, let me tell you, your body and the principles of energy balance don't give a shit whether you've logged it in MyFitnessPal or not. Just remind yourself of that next time you have that little thought creeping through your mind, because I have to all the time, let me tell you. These thoughts are automatic and they tend to go unnoticed, and that is what makes them dangerous. The fact that they go unnoticed means that we act on them without even realizing. Okay, I'm gonna say it again, but you need to develop your self-awareness around when you're having these thoughts, and I'm gonna tell you how to do that. Whenever you have the urge to do something that does not align with your goal, so if that's a weight loss or a health and fitness goal, whenever you have the urge to skip a workout, consume food or drink above your calories, skip your steps, whatever it is, in that moment, when you have the urge to do that thing or to not do that thing, ask yourself, what was I just thinking? And really try and pinpoint and identify exactly what you were thinking when that urge to act in a way that doesn't align with your goal kicked in. If you can successfully identify your sabotaging thoughts, you will give yourself the edge over everyone else on their weight loss journey, everyone else on a health and fitness journey, everyone else trying to achieve a goal in life. If you can identify the thoughts that are sabotaging you, you are going to have a much better chance of getting there, because you're going to be less likely to act on them automatically because you know that you're having them, right? The more you do this, the more you put the effort into trying to identify them, the better you will become at identifying them, right? When you identify one, write it down, log it down. Over time, you'll start to see a pattern of the types of thoughts that you're having, and then you can soon figure out a way to overcome them, to respond to them productively, so that you no longer let them sabotage you anymore. I think the take home of this whole episode is that the best thing you can do for yourself is develop your self-awareness around when your mind is holding you back. Identify whenever your mind is trying to sabotage you, whenever your mind is trying to hold you back, and work to overcome it, okay? Identify and recognize when you're blaming external factors like time, money, unexpected events. Identify and recognize when you're letting your self-doubt creep in. Identify when you're letting your fixed mindset creep in and you're seeing a setback as a failure and you want to give up. Develop your self-awareness around when your ego is taking over and it's telling you not to take help and advice when actually it could probably benefit you. And develop your self-awareness around your sabotaging thoughts. If you can nail that, I promise you, you will get to where you want to be a lot quicker and a lot more successfully. If you are still listening, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And I really hope that you took some value from this podcast. If you haven't already, please subscribe so you never miss a podcast episode. Something else that I would also really appreciate is if you just shared this on your social media. If you can share this on your social media, you're going to be sharing this value and this knowledge with so many other people, and you're going to be helping so many other people in the process, including me. So share it, tag me in it. My Instagram handle is @AliceLYoung. I really appreciate it. Have an amazing rest of your day, and I will speak to you next week.